Hello and welcome to Beeson Motorcycles. Look, at some point... Oh, shit on it, balls. Look, let's look at... Shit on it again. The year is 1984. The month is January. And in the news, Margaret Thatcher is fighting it out with Arthur Scargill during the winter of discontent. It's even possible he may have had a birthday celebration planned for the day in question. I'm not sure what Lady Thatcher was doing, but I can assure you she definitely wasn't invited to his birthday party. Kawasaki put their first real superbike on the market, the Kawasaki GPZ 900R. Yamaha induced the powerful RD500 LC two-stroke, and Suzuki excites every kid with the TS50X, every 16-year-old's poster-wall dream. My mother was taken into the UK's most dirty and run-down hospital, the Buchanan in Silver Hill. She was taken in by my father on the back of his motorcycle. Now let's be clear before this story starts. This information was given to me second-hand, so I'm not sure if it was his G5 Honda or his GS750E. Anyway, my mother's laid out on the bed giving birth to me, and the midwife, most likely smoking a silk-cut cigarette in them days, told my dad my mother would be in labour for hours. So he had time to pop into work and let them know he wouldn't be in today. My father was an electronics wireman for a company called VG's back then. And as he left, I decided to bloody well come out. My mum told me that as I smashed my way into the world, my father started his bike and rode off up the road. It must have been the beginning of the rest of my life. Fast forward 40 years. Growing older is a strange phenomenon. I mean, not everyone gets to do it. I remember turning 30 when I owned my own gym. One of my regular gym goers congratulated me, and I asked, why the congratulations? He said, well, not everyone makes 30. Look at some of the great rock and rollers of history. James Dean, Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix. They didn't make it. 27. Anyhow, I was sat in the barber shop getting my trim. When I got to work, one of the young lads said, bloody hell, Chris, you're going grey, mate. And I replied with, yes, I'm 40 years old, which means I've lived a good half of my possibly gifted years. Maybe I'll get longer. My granddad Beeson was 84, I believe. My great-granddad Knight was 99. The men in my family do live good years. My point here I'm trying to make is age comes with some knowledge younger people tend not to get. First is common sense is not all that common. To be honest, it's bloody rare. The second is the understanding of time's value. It's more valuable than money, gold and trinkets. Time is not something you can save up or lend out or borrow. Once you have spent it, it's all gone. I've spent mine doing some really dumb stuff, and then I've spent it doing what I like. This brings me to the point of riding motorcycles. I never feel that time is wasted. It always feels purposeful, enjoyable and well spent, from riding to work or taking a long trip. Time well spent. My message to any younger people watching this is go and do what you want to do. Don't waste time trying to impress others or win friends. If you have to win them, they most likely won't be that good anyway. Take a trip. Go and see the world. It's a beautiful place. And trust me, seeing through the television or on social media will not give you the same wow factor as actually being there in person. I don't regret anything I've done, but if I could be 20 years old again, I'd buy a little Honda C90, just like Ed March did in C90 Adventures, go to his channel and watch it, or something similar, and I'd piss off around the world. Money could be a factor to play, but it also can be earned if you have the personal skills to find work. Maybe in a bar or on a farm. I digress, sorry. Why on a motorcycle? Well, I've ridden bikes all over the UK and a few places in Europe. I've also driven all over the UK and in Europe, but on a motorcycle the experience is so much more visceral. Stopping is easier as well, to take in the sights. In a car it can be very difficult just to stop whenever you want, and the camaraderie on motorcycles is unbelievable. Other bikers will go out of their way just to help you, most of the time. What about the older generations watching? Maybe you have spent years procrastinating about learning to ride. I know some of you in the comments have said you did and wish you'd had done it sooner. So don't procrastinate any longer. Make the phone call to the test centre, buy the bike. Time waits for no one. If the danger of riding is a factor, let me quote the late Malcolm Ford. Living is dangerous. Eventually everybody dies of it. The film The Bucket List puts this into perspective. Two old men, both terminal, one rich, one poor. They agree to achieve their dreams. If you've never seen it, watch it. Let it motivate you to go and do what makes you happy. When I was a child, teachers would ask, "What do you want to do with your life?" And I'd reply, "Motorcycles." I got told it was a ridiculous notion. You can't earn a living through motorcycles. Try not to listen to people who say you can't. Doubters are people who have no drive or ambition, just non-player characters in a game of life. I took too long to realise my goal of turning my passion into my job, and now sharing that all with you really makes me smile. I don't regret the time. I owned my own gym, met great people, but how much more motorcycling could I have got done if I had ignored the boring brown trouser wearing school teachers of my generation? I bet absolutely loads. I wrote this video and this script the other day. I was laying in bed, it was about 2:30 in the morning and I couldn't sleep. Tony was asleep in bed, like she always is, because she's young and can fall asleep very quickly, unlike my old weary mind. And I thought, I'm going to go out on my motorcycle. Hence why you have Hastings at night. I do hope the footage is quite clear, my GoPro's quite old. But when you want to ride, just go and do it. Even if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, you'll notice on this ride I ride really gently and sensibly because I am tired, I just can't sleep. So I'm not whizzing around causing mayhem, trying to get everyone out of bed and wake them up. I'm just poodling around the town, having a nice late night ride. It was a little bit damp and wet that night, but I had 3 layers on, I was quite warm. Thank you for watching. Again, I really appreciate all of the subscribers out there. Please, if you like my videos, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to do my best to make more videos that enlighten you and enlighten me and make us all feel more motorcycly.